We know you love us, but the information on our podcast is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice of any kind. If you or anyone you know needs professional help, please seek mental health services. Welcome to the Date Podcast, the show for anyone navigating the dating and relationship world. We interview celebrities, talk pop news, discuss dating do's and don'ts, and debate relationship topics. We are available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe and review if you like what you hear. Check out our website, datepodcast.com, for more information. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, let's get on with the show.
It's Emma.
Oh my gosh, your internet is going in and out again. Here we go. No. But that's the whole charm of doing this remotely, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man.
So what's going on today, Emma? So this is Zorric, by the way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Continue. Fix yourself.
Oh, okay.
She's changing her shirt. What? But...
Yes, I'm changing my shirt.
Okay. So we have an awesome guest here today. Her name is Andrea, right?
That is me.
Because I think of saying Andrea, but then I see Andrea. So what is the correct pronunciation?
I've gotten Andrea. What did you say? What was the other one that you said?
Andrea.
So that's the right one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Andrea. I've gotten it all, but it's Andrea. Mm-hmm. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, because we have to.
If you say it in the right Spanish accent, Zorric, it's Andrea Hoyos.
It's Andrea Hoyos.
Andrea Hoyos. See?
There you go. Perfect.
So we're gonna talk about dating, right? Because you have
my favorite topic.
You have a podcast here in Dallas, so we'll talk about that. Talk about how you got started. Well, we want to get to know you and kind of, we want to know you. Like know you.
All
like
right.
Not just know you, but like literally
know
like
you.
know you.
You want to go deep.
Like let's get the information.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. Hi, Emma. I forgot you were there.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes. Now we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm here.
This is podcast in 2020. COVID has fucked us all up.
Emma,
we can hear you though.
This is the funniest episode start we've ever had because Emma is.
I wish we had like a camera, like live view. Just
this is so hilarious. Wait, so Emma's holding a phone to her ear like a phone. Like who even does that anymore? Right?
I know nobody. Yeah. Who even calls people?
I do. Zorric does.
What are you doing?
Don't even pretend, Zorric.
What are you doing?
I'm calling the thing so I can join on audio.
No, I can hear you.
We can hear you just fine with your headphones.
Yeah.
Well, now we're on my phone.
Oh,
okay.
That doesn't sound good, but okay, we can hear you. We're good.
It doesn't.
I love this. This is reality. This is real. This is as real as it gets.
No, and this is all, everyone's going to hear this because this is what we go through.
Yeah.
Yeah? So.
It's relatable.
It is.
It is very true. Hold on, let me get some headphones.
So I don't know if you work or you don't, but it's like this. It's like people like are on Zoom calls and like their audio sucks. It's like cutting out. You're doing a presentation, all of a sudden your headphones don't work or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, my internet. So we do Zoom calls and Google Hangouts all the time. My internet has gone in and out. I have dropped out of meetings in the middle of a sentence. And today we had our company wides. Usually it's in person, and in Dallas specifically, we have about 300 people that usually go to the company wides. But since it's all virtual, they've been splitting up the company wides, and they split them up in like 3 groups of like 500 people. And today was my turn to join. I know I had never been in a Zoom so large. And it all went well until at some point, I guess someone unmuted themselves, and it was a girl, and she was just yelling like, "This guy, when I go to work and blah, blah." And we were, I don't know who muted her, but someone did. And it was like in the middle of like one of our VPs like talking.
That's so funny.
It was so funny. And I hope she wasn't talking about him, but yeah, that's what it is. 2020, right? Like you just have to adjust and adapt and keep going, because what else can you do?
Yeah.
It's true.
That's
exactly.
true. Oh, Emma, are you there now?
She's back.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Do you notice when people are on Zoom calls, you'd hear like their fire alarm chirping because they didn't change the battery?
Oh my God, the little...
Yes.
I'm like, dude, get it together.
Yeah. It is kind of high though. It's,
See, I would mention it. I'd be like, "What's that sound behind you?" And then, they'd probably like, "I don't know." And I'd be like, "Are you sure?" There's that beeping that happens every time that you're unmuted. Like something's beeping in your background.
Yeah. The other thing too about this is like you get to see how people live.
Yeah.
So you can see how organized they are, how messy they are. And I've noticed that it gives me like a little bit of anxiety when I see someone, whether it's from their bedroom or their living room, and it's just a hot mess. It just, I can't.
Yes.
I'm like, girl or boy, whatever, clean up your room, at
That
least for these
true.
meetings. Like, just like pretend, like put it all under the sheets at least, but just like,
Yes.
Yeah.
don't leave that bundle of like sheets and pillows and pajamas. I don't want to see it.
It should be like clean, a little clean, right?
Yeah.
Because you're on a show.
Declutter.
It's like you're on, declutter. What's Marie Kondo? Do some of that stuff going on. Marie Kondo.
Marie Kondo.
Purge.
Yeah, purge.
Does it spark joy?
Yeah. Okay, we digress. Go ahead, Emma.
Yes.
What do you got?
Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys. My love for this person knows no bounds.
Who is this person?
Well, Jennifer Lawrence.
Love her.
So, Jennifer Lawrence recently got married. Oh, wow. It's been a year last October. I feel like 2020 has felt like 10 years, but nope.
It's just
365 days, and we're almost done.
I know. Thank God.
So she talked about the fact that even though she's married, she still actually has, spends time with her girlfriends, and like they have sleepovers at each other's houses. And I just thought it was so sweet because so whenever they were asking her about like her husband, she was just like, "Oh, he knows the drill." And I think that's such a great kind of trait in guys that like still allow people to have like friends. I think that even when you're married, like you're allowed to have friends, like you should have friends. And I think that one of the things is that you have to be okay with your partner still having their friends.
Yeah.
But I think that's a requirement, right?
I agree. I think that you should have like that time away from your partner. Like you should have that space with your friends, because the relationship that you have with your girlfriends, and I'm assuming for guys it's the same, it's a little different than when you have with your husband or boyfriend. There are certain things, it's not that you're hiding anything, but there are certain things that you can say or just relate to better with your girlfriends. And you need that like element of that girl time is so special, and it's needed not every weekend. Like let's not go crazy, but at least, I don't know, once a month, once every couple of months, like hang out, have a girls' night.
Are there some things that you can tell your boyfriend that you can tell your girlfriends that you can't tell your boyfriend?
Maybe when it comes to like women's stuff, like, you guys
I want to know. Tell me all about it.
You guys don't want to talk about like how we feel during our period.
Really? Yeah, I want to hear everything. How was?
Do you really want me to tell you about the fact that like my Diva cup, like I leaked everywhere?
Yeah,
it's time for me to get a new
Why
one.
not?
Do you even know what a Diva cup is?
No, but I have a Diva cup in my left hand right here. But
that is not the same. But okay.
But it's okay. I want to know everything, and why can't we hear about that?
I know. I mean, it's true, but I don't think
hear about it.
I just think that men aren't interested in it.
I think we are. If you give us enough like alcohol, we'll be fine. Just we'll listen.
But I feel like yes, I think that maybe you can be a little bit more empathetic, Zorric. Hint, hint to all the girl listeners out there. About
Crickets.
like these, like certain issues. But at the same time, it's sort of like when you're with your friend, like it's sort of like, oh my gosh, like I have the worst like period cramp, and then like you know, like I just felt so gross. And like, you don't know what that feeling is of like having to heavily bleed and then feeling gross. But like our girl best friend does, and she's just like, oh my gosh. And then you can like, and then it's so like for me at least, it's like you start sharing stories about like, you know, your grossest, you know, story or whatever, or like your worst moment.
Yeah, same.
I think if you guys told us all of that information, we would feel so bad and treat you better because you guys have to go through that stuff.
Like you.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. All right, Emma.
I mean, it's true.
What do you got?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very excited. So, I forgot what guest it was, but his show was kind of a flop. It was kind of the second week dude of SNL. I felt like it started strong with Chris Rock. It was great with Issa Rae. I don't remember that dude's name, but I did not like it. I was just like, oh, it was like super cringy for me. But I am excited about the fact that Adele is hosting for the first time ever this Saturday.
What? And she is looking amazing, by the way.
She's transformed.
She's been working out.
She has transformed. She has been working out.
She has been working out. And I think it's interesting that like she hasn't like spoken about that yet, which I think is very like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times like that's super strong and powerful. That she, you know, because it's not like people are body shaming her, but at the same time, like sometimes I feel like with the complimenting of like the losing weight, it's like you're body shaming everyone else. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
I feel like for her, like she's done a good job of like balancing that out.
Yeah.
Is it okay for a guy to say to Adele, you look so great because you've lost weight? I feel like there's some things we can't compliment women
don't
on,
say that.
Right?
Don't say
No,
that.
Yeah, so
never.
We can't ever.
You cannot.
X, that's a big X.
You cannot say that even if it's not Adele.
Yeah, no matter who.
Okay.
Don't say that.
I learned something
And I
today.
think the thing, like what I do appreciate about her is that she clearly took her health seriously. And I think that's what you should focus on instead of like the appearance. Of course she looks great, but I think it's just because she probably feels better in the inside. I know it sounds cliche, but when you feel good on the inside, it'll reflect on the outside. And props to her. And yeah, I agree. I'm glad that she hasn't talked about it because it shouldn't be a big deal. You should love yourself, and women are beautiful at every size. So yeah, deal with it.
That's
she might
true.
gain weight again in 2 years. What are you going to do? Like, you know, and if she doesn't, great. Good for her. But
like Oprah, you know, like Oprah, you know, very visibly fluctuated in front of our screens for how many years. And, you know, I'm sure that was tough on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Adele. They haven't sent out like promos yet because they're being like super mindful, like SNL. I will say that like, Mike Lorne is like doing a really good job of making sure that like his guests and the cast stay safe. He actually like, there was this artist who was out partying and forgot that the SNL had like, you can't go out for however many days before the show rule. And so then he wasn't allowed to perform because they were like, yeah, no, you're a risk for COVID because you were around other people, and so now you can't perform.
Good for
them. So they've done a really good,
That's the reality,
so
right?
Anyways, but
it's the reality of today, right? Like even
and for the foreseeable, I can't talk, for the foreseeable future.
Unfortunately,
for sure.
Oh well.
I know.
Yeah, unfortunately, for sure though. So SNL posted a picture of Adele like reading some scripts, some sketches, and it was like Adele is here, and so everyone's super excited. She also posted on her Instagram, she wrote, "Bloody hell, I'm so excited about this and also absolutely terrified. My first ever hosting gig and for SNL of all things." But then she said, "I've always wanted to do it as a standalone moment so that I could roll up my sleeves and fully throw myself into it. But the time has never been right. But if there was ever a time for any of us to jump headfirst into the deep end with our eyes closed and hope for the best, it's 2020, right?"
Amen.
Yes. So what was really cool is that she actually first appeared on SNL as a singer in 2008 when she performed Chasing Pavements and Cold Shoulder off her album 19.
Such a good jam.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
She's so
album.
And
talented
so, huh?
too. Huh? Go ahead. Continue.
And so obviously, like, it's 12 years later, you know, and like she attributes like this SNL like back in 2000 whatever year, 2008, as kind of like her breakthrough in like America. And so and then the musical guest is going to be her. So she's just like fangirling over them too. But I'm really excited. I really think she's funny. I feel like she's really good about poking fun at herself. So I'm excited to see like musical numbers. I'm excited to see her like showing off her funny side. And honestly, like, it's just going to make me want to be like best friends with her.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if she's going to sing any like new songs. Does she have any new songs?
So...
Breaking news.
No. Well, if she does, she's keeping it under wraps because other people were like, so when's the album coming out? When's the album coming out? We want some new songs. When's the album coming out? And she has said, like, on Instagram, like, hey, pandemic, stay safe, wear a mask.
Ouch.
All right, she's focused on staying healthy.
There you go. There you go.
Focus. Okay.
Love it.
What else, Emma?
So there's been some drama. And so this is one of my favorite actresses. Zorric, you know this person. It was
Jason Momoa.
Rose. No.
Colin.
It was Rose in Downton Abbey.
Oh, yeah. Rose. You watched that?
I have not.
That's so good.
I know I've heard so much. There's so many great things about it, but I just have a problem with like following series that go on for so long. Like Game of Thrones, I haven't watched. Like I just can't.
Don't bother.
It was just 6 years. I mean, come on.
I know.
You could have followed
I mean, at
along.
this point, I'm like, I'm late.
Yeah, it's kind of, sometimes it's too late. You know, you can just let
Like
it pass.
I watched Lost
And it's
like 3
not
years after it was
worth
done.
your time.
What?
Okay.
It's not?
Wait, Game of Thrones
Game
or
of
Downton
Thrones.
Abbey?
Oh no, Game of Thrones is not worth anyone's time anymore. Game of Thrones just needs to roll over
She needs-
and go away forever.
You're the first person I hear that says that.
Well,
'Cause-
she hates the ending. That's
Oh,
the
is that
problem.
why?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was a great
That is
show.
a shared sentiment with
Yeah.
many people that I've heard.
Yeah.
So
What about Rose?
Yeah.
Emma?
Okay, so Lily James was caught making out with Dominic West. Now,
I saw
people are like, who is Dominic West?
Who is
oh,
it?
I know who he is.
Who is he?
He's hot.
Is he?
All
Let me
right.
look this guy up.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is a British actor. And
Oh,
he
he's
is
hot.
actually like
He's a hot man.
Mhm.
He's a very hot man.
Yeah, he usually does like period films, and sometimes he'll do like a period action film. But anyway, so Lily James and Dominic West were caught making out all over Italy. And they were like making out.
They were
and
very
so she's
close. 31,
he's 51.
Ooh,
Except
that's a big
for
age
the
range.
fact that he is married.
Oh, did not know that.
Yep,
That is a twist
he's
to the
married.
story.
But
Oh,
the
boy.
bizarre post on Instagram from him and his wife. Was it Instagram or Twitter or something?
Something social media.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was weird.
Okay.
It was very weird. But apparently, the day after these PDA photos leaked, right, he presented a united front with his wife, Catherine, kissing her in front of reporters outside the house in England. And of course, well, I don't know. So this is a speculation. This is what's being reported from Lily's camp, is that she did not know that he was married.
Oh,
How do you not
my
know? Because they were filming a
gosh.
movie together, weren't they?
And I'm wondering if this was I'm wondering if he had said like that he was separated, or, you know.
He was not wearing a
Like-
ring in those pictures.
Yes. So apparently she said that, a source has said that she's mortified and embarrassed by the whole thing. she was shocked when she saw the photos and his story that he is happily married. And so she really just wants it to all go away. And so she's just laying low for now, hoping it'll pass. And so it's kind of interesting because, and it was kind of funny because like, when I heard about this, people were like, and so Lily James doesn't seem like the type to do this, you know? And I'm like, it's very interesting that she kind of already has this, image of herself, or that we kind of have her in this like very sweet and innocent image, but I'm like, I don't know.
You never
she
know.
is, maybe she isn't, but he is a bad guy.
Yeah. He's the one that was married.
No matter what.
Well,
Exactly.
I'm looking at his wife, and she's good looking too. She's a little bit older, but
and they have
she's,
kids.
Yeah.
You know,
They have,
like
like,
you
3
have a
kids
family.
together.
Wow.
If you're not if you're not happy in your marriage, just I know it's easier said than done, but don't go cheating.
I know.
Why?
Well, he was.
Yes.
He broke two people. He broke 2 hearts.
So you said they were in a
Yes.
movie, or
I think they were.
Okay.
I think they were filming a movie at some point, or they already did something. But they definitely worked
did.
together.
But you know what a movie set, what I hear, is it's so like everyone kind of caters to you. It's so romantic. It's like, and if they were like, you know, the romantic interest in each other in the
Yeah.
movie, I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I
know.
also think it's a very isolated experience, so it's easy to probably like
Yes.
get
Fall
really
in love,
close
yeah,
to the
yeah.
person that you're filming with.
And you're spending a lot of time together
Yeah.
in that movie, which was kind of interesting because she was like that they ended up like making out because in the summer she was linked to Chris Evans.
Oh right, yeah.
And even before that, she was engaged to, and Zorric, you're going to know this person too, Doctor Who / The Queen. Now I'm blanking out on his name, but Matt.
LeBlanc.
I was like, what?
No. He played the Prince and the Queen.
The print.
Oh, and the Queen.
The Queen show.
The Queen, Matt Smith. There we go.
Oh, okay.
She gets around. Good for her.
Well-
she got some good guys in
Good
her.
for her.
Some hot guys in
I
her.
mean, she's also like really
history.
pretty though.
She's beautiful,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah. She-
Gorgeous.
She is beautiful.
We know she likes to kiss.
Yes.
You know, we've established that fact.
Well, Zorric,
I like to kiss
you
too.
have a chance.
Let's slide into those DMs, Emma.
Go for it.
Let's do
Yes,
Ask
Let's
her on
do-
the podcast.
I
Yeah.
support this.
Then there are like pictures of us
Oh
kissing.
no, we've done that. I've done that a few times. I've drank a little too much wine. And
Yeah, with like Nick
tried
Jonas.
inviting celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot my shot with
Not
like
ashamed.
Brad Pitt.
Why not?
Ooh, I might
not?
do that next.
Yeah. You never know.
What do you got, Emma? What else?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, that's it.
That was some good
stories,
pop,
right?
Pop stories.
Yeah, Emma likes drama.
Yeah.
And she likes juice.
I love drama too.
Yeah.
I am a trash TV queen. I mean, I wouldn't say queen. I think I would say I'm
Yes.
princess. I'm not the expert. But yeah, Bravo is my jam.
I love Bravo too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I just spent last episode talking about the OG from the OC and why the Real Housewives of OC have the lowest viewership, but it's because there's no OG from the OC.
Yep.
Or
And
She's
now
gone.
Vicky's
Tamra
out.
Judge.
Vicky's out. Like that is not okay.
And, you know, honestly, like, Heather Dubrow should have stayed on longer.
I agree. I loved her.
Fancy pants.
She's she's like the posh, like Spice Girls, but she's like the posh of the Real Housewives of Orange County.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, she's classy, but she will also get down and dirty if she has
And she
to.
will get drunk, but she's like the kind of like classy drunk. So she'll be like, I just don't agree with what you're saying. But she'll be
Yeah.
drunk.
Which
She's
I
super
wish
With
I
a glass of
could, because
champagne.
I become Tamra.
I know. Yes. Agree.
All right, Emma. We talk about this show all the time, so it's like a continuous 10 minutes of our podcast of her
Love
talking
it.
about. Okay, so you're not here just to talk about, you know, TV shows. Like, you're an expert,
Oh, am I?
and the world has been waiting for your appearance.
Oh
Got
dear.
so many messages, and they're
There's
like, when is
so
she
much
coming on?
pressure.
And the world has been waiting and hanging in the balance for all of your opinions and expertise. So this segment we call what would Date Podcast do? And you are Date Podcast. All of us are going to like answer some questions, and you just give us your opinion on things.
All right.
On these certain situations that this is real life people, by the way. Okay. You ready, Emma, to start this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready too. I'm feeling a little pressured right now.
All right, okay. All right. Let's kind of set the mood. Let's set the mood, Emma. Can we set the mood?
Oh, goodness. I guess.
Let me see.
What kind of mood are we setting?
Sexy mood.
Oh, okay.
I, 32
Okay,
male.
this is better than what you usually do.
This is like, I want to like cry a little bit. So it's like a Hallmark movie
It is.
soundtrack.
I, 32 male, recently connected with someone, 32 female, on Bumble. It has literally been 2 texts spread over 3 long days. All I'm looking for is to have her number so that maybe we can chat for 30 minutes. What should I say? What should I do? I'm so confused right now.
He's confused because of someone that
This
he's
is
chatted
a
with.
dude?
It's a guy.
They've exchanged 2 messages in 3 days,
Yes.
and he's confused.
He's confused.
Get a hint, bro.
Wait, so what should he do? What is your diagnosis of this current issue?
Well, first of all, I think he's too much in his feelings right now over someone that he doesn't know and has only chatted with twice. So he needs to relax. Second of all, if he wants her number, just ask for it.
That's true.
Is it that hard?
Yes.
I think it's...
No.
So this is what the messages probably look like.
Okay.
Hey, how are you? Great.
are you?
How are you doing? That's 3.
Okay. And that's it?
That's it. It's actually 2. But, so what? Okay. So can he say something else? Like, what can he? Is there a question he can ask, or like an icebreaker?
So my icebreakers are sometimes a little controversial, and I think because he started so like mellow, they won't count. But I'm all about like fuck, marry, kill.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Make it funny, break the ice,
There
and
you
then
go.
just start the conversation as a normal one. Like, what do you do? I like to ask. I hate those like, so what do you do? Where do you live? But if you are going to ask about work, ask what their favorite thing about their job is.
Oh my gosh, she knows so much, Emma. She knows so much.
So much.
I'm still single though, so I don't know if it's worked.
When you're doing the, I'm going to say bang, marry, kill, are you like, who are your go-to people?
Oh man, I've done so many at this point, but I did a Martha Stewart, Oprah, and who was the other one? It was a Martha Stewart, Oprah, and I want to say it was Ivanka Trump. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So what you're alluding to is continue the conversation and say something funny.
Don't be so. I mean, you haven't met each other. You're
That's true.
talking through a freaking phone and an app, and also starting a conversation with "Hey," no. So did she? If it's on Bumble, she started it as "Hey," right?
Yeah.
So I used to do that,
Right.
and that's not effective. It just you're not going to catch anybody's attention with that. But you don't have to go overboard either.
Yeah, but the dude also needs to, I think you're throwing up a softball.
Yeah.
And we have the bat. We should continue and just hit that ball and say something funny like, fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, or go through their pictures. Go through their bio, and like if there's something that stands out, like
Their
oh my
Facebook
gosh.
pictures?
No, like their Bumble pictures.
Okay.
And let's say they have a pet or they are doing some sort of activity, like maybe ask if someone's hiking, like, oh my gosh, that picture's so great. Where were you hiking? And just, do you like to travel? I don't know. Like that can open up so many different like conversation. Like, what am I trying to say? Can open up conversation.
In other words, don't be boring.
Don't be boring. Be spontaneous. And I know it's hard. Like, look, I'm single. I've done the dating app thing, but you have to you don't have to go super crazy with it, but just imagine if you met them at a bar, or at a restaurant, or if they were a friend of a friend that you just met and you liked, what would you do?
Yeah.
Would you just come up to them and say, hey, and say nothing else? No. Just hey and stare? No.
I would stare first and then say hey.
And then just stare again for another hour.
And then run away.
Well, okay.
Like an ant.
That's very effective.
I don't want to see that happen now, Zorric. I want you to go up to someone and do that, and let's record how they react.
I will get kicked out for sure.
Security.
So Emma, what would you do in this situation? Nothing?
like advice to give
Advice.
to him.
Yes.
Yeah, find someone new. Like,
Okay.
and
Or that.
try whatever Andrea said.
Okay.
With the new person.
Got it.
And
Okay.
don't be so hung up on it. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Who said that? Who's saying that Okay Next song? Ariana Grande or
No.
something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was thank
Yeah.
you, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Excuse me.
Come on, okay, next.
Okay, next. All right. So next,
Next question.
this is a little sexy. I've been okay. I, 30 female, have been cruising dating apps, matching with some guys, but not much conversation. But to be honest, it's me. At this stage in my life, job, happy life, goal-oriented, and because of the COVID times we're living in, I find the whole idea of meeting somebody completely new exhausting. The past NSA hookup of mine responds to my Insta stories, quite often with hearts, fire, or the heart eyes emoji.
He wants to hook up.
Pretty much, I'm wondering if it would be weird to message him back and initiate the conversation or whatever. What do you think?
I don't know what was creepier, your voice or
The
the
message.
message.
So should she reach back out to her?
To him? Or
Yeah, to him. So
He's been sending, like, reacting to her stories.
Yeah, like.
And she's
yeah.
like over the dating app game because it's exhausting, which I can relate to.
Super.
But you also have to, like, it's
Yeah.
COVID, so you kind of have to, like, put forth a little bit of effort. And I know it sucks, but if you want to meet someone during times like this, you have to just, like, suck it up and go for it. But as far as responding to the guy, I think if the guy wanted something, like, super serious, he would be the one initiating the conversation. I think that the way that he's reacting is just, like, getting her attention for, like, a little, like, fun. So if she wants to have fun, yes, absolutely engage. Be like, hey, boy, come over. I have some wine and play some sexy music like this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the guy is, like, if he's just reacting with emojis, I don't think that he was looking for anything real.
Not serious whatsoever.
I don't think so.
So
I agree.
Is it okay next again?
Depending on what she's looking for. If she's looking for something serious, yes. Thank you, next.
Okay next.
But if she wants to have a little fun and wants to have him on the side as a little, you know, F buddy action. So
NSA.
NSA. What is
Yeah.
NSA?
No strings attached.
Oh, wow. That's a new one. I didn't know about that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, you guys. Come on.
I thought it was like NASA.
Yeah, me too. I was like, is it like a secret thing? Like, is he just works for like the government, the Secret Service or something?
Yes, but no. A different kind. Emma, any observations here?
Yeah, if like Andrea said, like if you want a booty call, go for it, and if you don't, then do something different.
Okay.
Cut.
I have one more, Emma.
Okay,
I do.
is this one you wrote?
No. Why would I write this? This is like, these are real questions.
Okay.
Yeah, these aren't like people that are just fake. They're real people. Come on.
Are they bots?
No. I, 33, consider myself 13. I'm a female. Going on 30. Sometimes I feel like I'm silly. She says here.
Gosh, this voice. Ugh.
To completely be clear, I'm dressed like a JQ Crew ad, have a great job, and have a grad degree in my own place. But I've always had a silly sense of humor. It's not out always, but I do squeeze it in at some times. The current guy I'm dating since July, he's been silly since text, and then the second date, and subsequent dates, and in person. But one time, I laughed so hard I was crying.
Is this real?
This is real. Last weekend, while in bed, we were a bit buzzed from drinks, and he was impersonating somebody, and I laughed so loud that I was snorting. Am I rare to like silliness? And when I'm dating people, is this rare in our crowd?
I am so confused by that message.
That was someone that came in to read
I was
that.
gonna say,
It was not me, but someone read that and they left.
You did a great job.
Can you read that in your normal voice? Because
Oh my gosh.
I'm a little speechless.
Are you okay? She's 33. She's super silly, but she purports that she is super successful, great job, good degree, but she's really, really silly, right?
What's so wrong with that?
But she.
I don't get it.
This is what she's asking. Is it normal to be silly?
But at the beginning, she said something about like going on 13 or something.
Yeah, she thinks she's 13 going on 30.
Well, if she's immature, then she
Maybe
needs
she's
some therapy.
immature. Yeah,
I think she needs a little therapy.
I think so.
She might be like still living in her, based on that voice that you made and like the hee.
I mean, that's in my mind.
That sounds like a Teletubby kind of thing. Like, girl, get out of that phase.
It also sounded like very serial killer to me,
Yes,
Zorric.
a little
did it?
creepy. A little creepy.
Like a little like scary movie, and you know that like I'm extra sensitive. Yeah.
It is Halloween, guys. So
Yeah, she will kill you. So,
So
Girl,
she's
bye.
just saying, is it okay? Is it okay to be silly?
of course, like be
Yes.
yourself.
Okay. Is it
But-
okay to snort?
Sure, that's
Okay.
that can
Yes,
be a little
sure.
endearing.
Some guys think it's cute when women snore and they're laughing.
Yeah, you can't help it either. It's like one of those things that you just can't, unless you like just hold it in, which would be horrible.
I think it's kind of sexy, you know.
A little snort action.
Yeah,
turn
come
you on.
Get over here and snort on me.
Ew.
Oh wow, that's a first for
You
me.
never heard that before? I say that all the time, and then they run away like ants. It's not working for me either.
Those are some really good ones, though.
So, and this is real stuff. No one's making this up.
Okay.
Sounds crazy, right,
I
Emma?
love that people like trust you enough to just like share these very honest.
Oh, there's no trust here.
Questions.
I'm just. There's no names. There's no names.
Oh,
There's no-
okay, that's
Yeah.
true. Are they all anonymous?
Anonymous. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Emma.
gonna have nightmares after that voice. I'm
Are
gonna
you-
have to
Are
like.
you gonna really come? I mean, that's
Oh
what
my
I
gosh!
thought.
Stop it!
Okay.
My gosh.
I'm gonna say
so
this.
paranoid, and I'm in my own house.
Don't worry, we're watching. I can see what's
Yeah.
behind you. You're fine.
Me too.
What is behind you, Emma? Huh?
Stop it! Stop it right now!
Oh, I saw a shadow.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna mute y'all.
No, don't mute us.
Just kidding. Just kidding. You're fine.
Okay.
Oh, that was creepy.
Zorric!
I will say that's one of my favorite props that you guys have in the studio.
Why? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun pressing buttons.
It is. I
don't.
used the fart sound a lot
Oh,
in
I love
my
that. I love
past
that
episode.
Nice.
Embarrassing.
It actually was
I'm not
Emma,
allowed to use it.
because Emma uses it for evil. She just will just not stop pressing the buttons. So just
Okay,
like,
yeah, no.
That's not true. No, Zorric, it's because
What?
you purposely did not teach me how to use it.
You-
And so whenever I did want to use it, I had to like scroll to find the noises that I wanted.
Oh,
But
so
it
you were
was,
just like
too
hitting
late.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. The screen is not one button, Emma.
So-
There's multiple buttons on the screen.
Whatever.
Okay. So Andrea is here because again she's an expert and we want to know everything about her. But first of all, where are you from? Are you from here or somewhere?
I am from all over.
Oh,
so
really?
just a quick history lesson on
Let's
my life,
do it.
I guess.
Let's do it.
I was born in New York and I lived in the States. We moved around quite a bit while we were living here in the States. And I lived here until I was 8. And then at 8, we moved to Colombia. My dad's Colombian. My mom is Dominican, so I'm 100% Hispanic. I'm the firstborn on American soil, if you will. And I lived in Colombia for 10 years, graduated high school there, and moved back to the States. I went to art school in Florida. Then I moved to D.C., and then D.C. brought me here. Work brought me to Dallas.
Wow.
I've been all over.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you dating when you were like in high school? Were you?
Yeah, I had a high school boyfriend that we were together for like, I would say 2.5 years. and he left me for my best friend.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was my first traumatizing experience.
Did you love him?
I did. He was my first love.
Oh my goodness.
And they were together for many, many years. And obviously we were not best friends after that. I had to live. So in Colombia, schools are a little different. So my school was very small. My senior class, or like my graduating class, was only 15 people. It was a private school. And you don't have the option to like change classrooms. What changes is teachers. So you're in the same classroom all day and teachers are coming in and out. I mean, you have recess and stuff, obviously.
So
you guys
had recess in high school?
Yeah, we had like
everybody.
Yeah. Recess and lunch.
No, you don't have recess in high school here, Zorric. You have lunch, but you don't get recess.
Like PE or something. Oh, we have PE.
No, we did. Wait, maybe I'm remembering incorrectly. No, we did. We had like a 20-minute break, especially in between classes. Like we had like 10 minutes in between. And then we had like a 20-minute recess. And then we had lunch, which was like an hour.
That is
something like that. I wish I remember. It was a long time ago.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
So my last year was, I had to see them all day, every day, sitting next to each other and holding hands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. He tried to leave her again. He was like, so when for our senior trip in Colombia, you go for like a week trip. It's not just like a day trip. You go like to, we went to San Andres, which is like an island in Colombia. We went there for a week and we were very young, 17, 18 years old, but alcohol was, if you were 18, you can drink.
You can drink. Yep.
Yeah, I was 17, but I was able, all my friends were 18, so I didn't have to worry about that. And he got drunk one night and he was like, if you tell me to leave her, I will leave her. And I was like, no.
Whatever.
No. I was like, goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. And we were with other schools and there were other guys there. And
the worst.
I know. He's the worst. He's been married twice already and he's my age.
Well, you know what? You kind of dodged a bullet then.
Oh, I absolutely
right?
did.
Yeah. Did you want to marry him when you were in high school? I bet.
Of course.
You know.
Yeah. And his name was Andres and my name is Andrea. And he also had green eyes like me. So we almost look like, it's creepy when I say this, but we almost look like brother and sister.
Oh, but don't people that get married look similar, right? Or is it people and their dogs?
Oh God, I don't want to marry
They say
someone
that
that
once
looks like similar.
No, but they do say like once you become married to someone, and like it's usually like I've always heard like it's the longer that you've been married, the more you start resembling each other.
Oh.
So it'd be quicker for you guys.
Yeah.
And your last name would be Andreas, right?
No. His first name was Andres.
Oh.
So so his last name was Urrea. So I would be Andrea Urrea, which doesn't sound good either. It
Yours
sounds like
is fine.
gonorrhea.
Yeah.
No.
So no.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. Yeah, okay. So,
Dodge the bullet.
Yeah.
so after that, you came to the States, right?
Yeah. And I was in Florida for 7 years, went to art school there, went to school for interior design. Then I had been living in Florida for 7 years and I was like, I'm over this place. I had a very long relationship in Florida that was not really great. And I got laid off. And the same day that I got laid off, my great grandmother who lived in DC passed away. So that day was rough. But then the next day I flew to DC. And it was like my moment of like, I've always wanted to live in New York. I was born there. My family met there. My parents, my dad used to work at the Rockefeller Center and they have like all these romantic stories. And there's like a lot of history of my family in New York. So my dream was to move to New York. So I was like, you know what? This is it. This is my chance. I'm going to go to DC and, come back to Florida, pack up my stuff, and I'm going to go to New York. While I was there, my uncle was like, why don't you move to DC? Try it out here. You're close enough to New York. And, New York is expensive. It's a rough city, but this is like a good stepping stone to New York. So I was like, all right, I'll consider it. Long story short, I ended up moving to DC. And I worked really hard for 5 years, landed a job in the company that I'm currently at. And they offered me a position in Dallas to start the operations office, or part of the operations office here in Dallas. And I've been here ever since. It's been 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So with your travels, do you notice a difference with the men you talk to?
Truthfully, no. I think our generation is...
We're all douchebags? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not a man hater at all. And I've had bad experiences.
Yeah.
Like you would think that I'd be like, fuck men. Sorry.
No, you
F
can't
men.
say. Yeah.
Fuck men. But
no,
no.
you can say it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not like that. I do believe that there are good men out there. I think that I just haven't attracted the right men. And I think that I haven't been in a place in my life for a while where I was able to attract the right guy. So it's been a lot of like self-reflection and work, and also realizing that not all men are bad. Like there are some good guys out there. Have I met douchebags? Absolutely. 90% of them, they are. But is there a difference? Not really. Like when I compare men in Florida, DC, and Dallas, like for the past 10 years of my life, 15 years of my life, it's pretty much the same story.
Yeah, because they say, Texas men are more chivalrous, right, Emma? Right?
Yes.
I guess Dallas men are not, though.
Oh.
Well, I gotta be honest, and it's. I feel because Dallas has become such a hub of different, the people of different states come here, people of different cultures. I do feel like, yes, Dallas men do have more of a bad rap because we don't have true Texans living here, or it's thinned out a bit with all the non-Texans.
So should I go back to the suburbs?
You should. No, the small towns.
Small town guys.
Towns, for sure.
Yeah, if you, I
Little
feel
cowboy.
I gotta say, even maybe if you went Tarrant County, I feel like it happens a little bit more there than it does here in Dallas.
Okay. I just love Dallas so much. Dallas is such a fun city, and it's such...
Yes.
It is diverse, and I like that. I like the diversity here, and I've been here for 5 years, and I've seen the growth of the city and how much it's changed, and I love it. I love it so much. Life here is so much easier. I remember when all this started, the COVID, I was like, I would rather be poor and unemployed in Dallas than be poor and unemployed in DC.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love DC. Don't get me wrong. I love DC so much. I go back every year, at least twice a year. But ever since I've been here, I'm like, I just love this place. Life here is good.
Yeah.
And we welcome you with open arms because of your positive and loving attitude towards us.
Thank you.
Amen, Emma. This is her sound too. I play this all the time.
Yeah.
Snap. So you moved here 5 years ago. How did you meet people? How did you kind of broaden your network?
So it took me a minute. The first 2 years, I'd say, I did date someone for a year and a half that I met on Bumble 2 weeks after I moved. That was my first go-to. When I moved here, I was like, Bumble immediately. And I dated him for on and off for a year and a half. We were basically engaged, but he had basically proposed to me, but without a ring. But
when you say basically proposed,
so we were in DC on a trip, and we were on this beautiful rooftop. It was fall, and the foliage was fall. DC in the fall is the most beautiful city you'll ever see in your life. Maybe not the most, but one of the most. And we weren't even drunk or anything. We were just having a really lovely night. And he was like, I want to marry you. He's like, would you marry me? And I'm like, where's the ring?
Where's the band playing and roses?
And I was like, of course I do. And he's like, okay, once we get back home, let's just start looking for rings. And I'm like, all right, so does that mean that we're engaged? And he's like, well, yeah, I just owe you the ring. And I'm like, all right. It was weird, but it was one of those moments that I was like, it felt so natural and so good that I was like, do we have to do the normal route of him getting down on one knee and having the ring ready?
Yes.
It just felt
yes.
Very genuine.
Yeah, but was the relationship going okay at that time?
At that time, yes.
Okay.
It was probably the best we had ever been. And then we got back and we started looking for rings, and a month later, it just went back to terrible guy shit.
Yeah. Maybe it was pressure. Maybe sometimes when
I didn't put any pressure on him. I had never really talked about... I mean, of course, I loved him, and I was I want my life with you, but I'm not the kind of girl that's I need a ring tomorrow. I don't... Yeah. I'm okay if I just find the love of my life and we both decide to just live life together, and we can have, if you want to have a wedding, we can have a wedding. I don't dream that dream of the white dress and all that stuff. Of course it's beautiful, but I don't know if I necessarily want that anymore,
Yeah. It wasn't the pressure that you were putting on him. It's men, we have our own pressure, right?
Okay.
So now I think maybe he made that commitment, and maybe he wasn't where he needed to be financially or something, or in his career, or
maybe it was a cocaine.
Oh, could have been that too. Could have been cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he
was a turn.
he was a very he's a good guy. Like I think deep down in his heart, he's a good guy, but he just has a lot of things that he had to resolve. So that was my first experience. And then how I started meeting people was, truthfully, like a lot of my friends are from work because a lot of us moved here from different states to start this office in Dallas. So those are like my closest friends. And then when I started my podcast, that's how I really started to like, even before I started it, I was like, let me go network. I became a member of Her HQ, which RIP just shut down. It was a women's, like a WeWork, but for women.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
And they had to close because of COVID. And I started going to like a lot of like these networking events and meeting people, meeting bloggers, meeting podcasters, and just really creating like a small little like niche of people that I knew would support me and help me and inspire me also to just go for my dream. So that's how I've started meeting people. The podcast has really brought me a lot of friendship. So I'm really thankful for it.
Was that the last guy you've dated?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So how do you typically meet? So Bumble's your thing, I guess.
No. I want to know who the last guy she dated.
Oh, okay.
The last guy I dated?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so after him...
Hey, Zorric, can you move that bottle?
No. No. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, I've dated about, I would say seriously, 2 or 3 guys after him. I don't know. It's like my luck is just not great. But I guess I'll just tell you one of the worst stories.
Sure.
Ooh.
So 4th of July, 2017. Going back 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because I broke, wait, no. What year are we in, 2020?
2020.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess it'll be 6 years since I moved here. Anyway, math right now is not working. But yeah, 2017, this was about 6 months after I had broken up with this guy that I was basically engaged to, if you want to call it that way. So we meet at the pool. I used to live in Louisville in a really amazing apartment complex that had like this beautiful giant pool with like sand and palm trees and like a little grotto. Like it was very nice. Yeah. I mean, the people weren't that great, but the apartment complex was really nice. We meet at the pool. I'm like I have like this like giant flamingo, and I'm just like swimming around in my flamingo with my champagne in my hand, you know? And I'm like sitting or like standing in the pool talking to people, and I guess the head of the flamingo was hitting this guy in the face. So all of a sudden I see like a hand like hit the flamingo's head, and he's like, what the? And he looks at me, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you. He's like, your flamingo was hitting me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, do you want a drink? And I'm like, sure. I'm getting the drink after I hit you, but sure. So it kind of like started, and we started dating. He lived in my apartment complex. That apartment complex was huge. It was, I would say about 25 units easily, like building units, not just apartments. So in each building there were like, I kid you not, hundreds of apartments. Like it was huge.
Wow.
That makes it so easy if you lived it like in the same complex, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, but so he lived on the opposite end, so I had never seen him, and I had already lived there for like a year-ish. So we started like dating, and he was a single dad. He was a widow, and we just got really, really close. And long story short, we were together 24/7. And I was taking care of his daughter. He did jujitsu, so whenever he would go to training, I would take care of his daughter.
That's so hot, jujitsu. Oh my gosh, sexy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so anymore.
Was he
in
like
the moment? I thought it was, but no. I mean, I'm like, whatever. So anyway, we start like, of course we're getting super close. I'm taking care of his daughter, and October hits, and he's like, do you want to come to Thanksgiving with me? And he had already met like my mom. He had met my friends. I had met his friends. Like we were basically together. Yeah. And so he's like, do you want to come to Thanksgiving with me? And my family lives in Austin. And I'm like, sure. And I asked because it had been, July, August, September, October. This was 3-ish months in. I'm like, so are you going to introduce me as your girlfriend? And he was like, oh.
Get out of there if he doesn't. I don't know. But
no, you can do like a little. Yeah, you can do that again.
I can't find. Oh, this is
screech.
Yep.
There you go. So when I asked that, he was like, "Oh, I don't want anything serious. I'm still recovering from the death of my ex."
Oh.
And I was like, What?
This is-
So are we just like special neighbors?
Using me?
Yeah, basically. So it gets worse.
Oh,
So
jeez.
I'm going to try to make the story short, but
We want to hear it all. Come
Okay.
on. Yeah.
so I that night was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like you've met my family. I've met your friends. Like I had not met his family because they all lived in Austin.
Wait, hold on. Have you guys DTR yet? Defined the relationship?
No, but
Okay.
this was like 3 months in after
Oh,
and we
okay.
were spending every day together. Like I would go to his house or he would come to my house for coffee in the morning and then we would both go to work. And then after work,
I love that.
we would
That's
cook
awesome.
or go to dinner with the daughter. And she was always there with us. And I would stay at his house like basically every night.
That was so natural.
And
in a
she
sense.
loved me. She adored me. Like whenever she saw me, she was 5 years old, the sweetest girl. So yeah, we were together,
Yeah.
like I at that point, like it was so close that I was like, do we even need to define this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if you don't define it, it gives us guys the out. We're like,
But
oh, well,
still, you can't be
didn't tell
behaving
us.
like that. Then
Yeah. But I think
I see what you're saying,
Yeah,
but at the same
yeah.
time, it's like, it's your daughter. And she even asked me like, are you my new mama?
Oh, she did. What'd you say?
Oh.
I said, no, but I can be your best friend. Like,
Okay.
I was
There you
trying
go.
to like,
Very diplomatic of
Right.
yes, I was, she's a 5-year-old girl. Like she doesn't know any better. So after that, we broke up and then
But
I
wait, hold on. So how does one break up? Because you guys live in the same complex. You're doing this coffee, this dinner, you're together all the time. How do you do that?
So I was lucky that we lived on extreme ends of the building. So bumping into each other was nearly impossible.
Did he come over and like knock on your door?
After
Or-
that?
Yeah, when you guys broke up. I
No,
mean,
but it gets
Oh,
it
okay,
gets worse.
okay.
There's more to the story.
okay.
So this was October, right? So I just ended. We did talk like once after that, and he tried to like come back, and he was like, "I just really want you in my life. I love having you in my life." Sky, that was the name of the daughter. She loves you. Like, just can we like just figure this out? And I was like, "What do you want? Like, this is nothing to figure out. Like, I already have feelings. I don't want to like play around with this. I don't want to be like on thin ice or like, hanging by a thread and you can just leave me whenever you want. Like I need something solid. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like it was, I
Nope.
was already invested and I wanted something secure. And for her too, like I was like, how are you doing this to your daughter? Like I'm sleeping in your bedroom. She comes and cuddles with us every morning. Like, she sees me there and kids at that age start remembering. Anyway. So we break up and we don't talk. We talked that one time and then we didn't. And then after Thanksgiving, closer to the beginning of December, I see his car in my parking lot. So I'm telling you, when I tell you that this apartment complex is big, it is huge. Like there was no way that he had to park his car in my area because that would have been like a 5-10 minute walk to his house. Like it was just at the extreme end of the building. So I saw his car and I was like, probably not his car. Maybe it's just me. Whatever. 2 days later, I see his daughter walking out of my building from my balcony with a woman. And I was like, that's weird. I said, maybe he found a babysitter in the building. In like my building. But I was like, that was still weird. Then probably like a week goes by. I get home around 9. Get into the elevator, and I hear a hold it. Because I got into the elevator, and I was like about to close it, and you hear like, oh, hold it. And it's him walking in with a girl, and they get into the elevator, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and he just like, his face gets red.
Oh, boy.
And she has no idea who I am, because she's like, oh. And I like hit I was like super nervous. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I was on the 3rd floor and I was like, what floor are you going to? And she's like, oh, 3rd floor. And I'm like, no fucking way.
Okay.
So we get off the 3rd floor and we get off the same time. I go left, they go right, and they go into an apartment that's 3 doors down from mine.
Oh my goodness.
Turns out because his lease was up in December, the beginning of December, he renewed this was like second week. My timeline is a little off, but December, this was the week before Christmas. So I knew that his lease was up because we were talking about moving in together at some point. So I'm like, this guy did not just move into my building 3 doors down from my apartment with another woman.
But he had to have known you were still there.
Of course he did. Of course he knew. He knew that my lease wasn't up until summer.
Okay. Did you guys talk about that after? Or you guys silence?
Never. And then after that, we bumped into each other several times. He held the door for me. I just kept walking. Oh my God. And I was just like, you are a class act piece of shit. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
And he knew that's where I live. Like, there was no way for him to not know. And the fact that he moved in there. And, okay, just to fast forward, that was December, February, he got married with this woman.
My goodness. Huh.
Yep.
Emma, you're speechless. You're speechless, Emma.
I was speechless when it happened.
Say it, Emma.
You know, okay. There's so many
This is the first
things
time.
in my head right now. But, okay, let me focus. Okay. First point is that he's the worst.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Obviously. Next point.
Point 2. I'm still trying to, like, wrap my head around it and, like...
I wish I could. So
okay.
I started a blog and it's called I Can't Make This Shit Up because these are the kinds of stories that I have in my life. Like, I could not make this up. I remember seeing him and I called my best friend and I was like, you will not believe what just happened, what I just noticed. And then he was like, Andrea, that can't be true. And I'm like, okay, come to my apartment. I will prove it to you. And yeah, he saw them too. Like, it's just, they were next door to me.
Huh.
My whole thing is, like, he's a parent, you know? And I think that as a parent, especially when you have such a young child that is starting to understand, I just don't know how fair it is to your daughter to allow you to go through all of these relationships because, like, you are the parent. Like, it is your responsibility to teach and guide your child to, like, what a relationship looks like. So I think that, to me, like, that kind of speaks more to his character,
sure.
Like the fact that he was willing to sort of, like, do this to his daughter and then sort of, like, use you as, like, a live-in nanny, you know? Like, that wasn't...
That's what I told him. I was like, I was basically your glorified babysitter.
Yeah, for sure. And then to, like, so quickly, I mean, who knows? Maybe he was dating this girl, right? And
I remember, like, throughout the relationship, he had, like, play dates and she has a daughter too. So that was, like, another thing that we did talk about in the relationship is that I don't want to have more kids, but I do want to give Sky a sibling. And I'm like, so you don't want to have more kids, but you want to give her a sibling. So basically you want someone who already has a kid. And he was like, yeah. So I think that was, like, a big thing, but he never, like, explicitly said it. And I think that was it because he would be like, oh, I have a play date today with one of Sky's friends. And I think it was with her and her daughter. Yeah.
Do you want kids?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I in a huge rush? No. But I do want kids.
Yeah. Well, that's a crazy experience. Yeah. Yeah.
He needs to be in therapy. Hey, person,
for sure.
call me up and I'll set you up with someone who can help you through
I think the jiu-jitsu caused a little bit of a brain damage up there, you know?
Yeah. Too many hits to the head.
Yeah, too many hits.
Yeah. So today... How are you? Like, what are you doing? Dating?
I'm not dating right now. I think COVID has really just made me kind of like reflect and be by myself. I have tried and I at the beginning of COVID, I did do like a couple of virtual dates, which were really fun.
What about face-to-face? Any of that?
I haven't had a face-to-date. I'm not really on dating apps right now. I have Hinge on my phone, but I don't really like do anything with it.
Yeah.
I'm just really taking this time for myself. Do I want someone? And like this time in COVID has been difficult, but also very rewarding, I guess. Like the difficult part is like sometimes you feel lonely and, you know, but the rewarding part is that I've just learned to appreciate the life that I've built for myself and just be really proud of myself and gain a little bit more self-love, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I think the consensus too is everyone's waiting until 2020 is over, right, Emma? Like most guests were saying.
Honestly, I think after election time, I think that this year, specifically in the United States, hit us harder because of election and because of the BLM movement. Like, add those two things to already a difficult year with the pandemic. It's just been shitty. Of course, 2020 has been shitty globally, but add those two layers to it, and it just creates like a whole different set of stress.
Is that important to you? Those issues? And
yes,
stuff?
They are.
So is that a deal breaker with a guy?
I think right now, it is. Before, probably not so much, but I think I've definitely, like, if you follow me on Instagram and if you've heard my podcast, I'm very passionate about social issues. So yes, that would be, if you don't believe in the BLM movement, if you are against, women's rights and, just LGBTQ rights, like all those things, like I'm not gonna even waste my time.
Yeah, do you? I kind of think that they're gonna include that in preferences now, like all that stuff in dating apps, right? You think so, right?
Probably, I do. I kind of include it, like at the beginning of all this,
bio
like,
or something.
Yeah, but I mean, not a ton. I'm not like liberal. No, I'm just like, I care about social issues, I believe that Black Lives Matter. Like those things matter to me. So. Of course. And I think that right now it's so important for us to talk about it and for us to bring awareness to it and do our part in making it better, that if you don't believe in it and you just think it's all a hoax, or even if COVID for you is a hoax, then goodbye. Like don't even come near me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 2020. It's weird dating too. Yeah. I mean, I've been on a few dates during COVID.
In person?
And it's like, do we shake hands? Do we like elbow? Do we just walk right into the restaurant? I mean, it's just so confusing at this moment.
Can I share what happens after you go on the date, Zorric?
Yeah, sure.
Share. Should we give him some little bit of therapy? He
calls me in a panic and is like, did she have COVID? Do you think I got it?
That is a valid...
It's on my mind.
Yeah.
Like no matter where I go, grocery store, but that's just me. I'm just super paranoid about it. And you kind of can tell how I just don't want to get... What?
But then I always like go back to like, okay, like, yes, you can catch it at the grocery store, but you like need to go to the grocery store to get food, right? To get nourishment, but you don't need to go on a date.
I think so, like... Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of all this, like I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not touching anybody. I'm not seeing anybody. Like I'm going to be in my apartment. But as time progressed, I think that being isolated is not good either. Like it's not good for our mental health. It's not good for our immune system. Like you need to get out and kind of like live a little bit, don't be destructive. Right.
Yeah.
Like I went to Florida and saw my mom 2 months ago. And I went and saw my grandmother. Around my grandmother, I was like mask on all the time, hand sanitizer all over the place. But I was like, I can't live. I'm here by myself. I don't have my family here. Like I have to start living life a little bit again so that I can even like build my own immune system even more. Like I take a ton of vitamins and stuff, but you kind of have to like learn to live in this new normal. Right?
Yeah,
it doesn't mean be destructive. It doesn't mean go to a bar. It doesn't mean go to a club. I mean, I'm sad to see that some places here in Dallas are open again and acting like nothing is happening. But, you have the choice to set your own limits. Like there's a ton of outdoor places that you can go to and be away from people, but still have an enjoyable dinner with your friends or your family. If you're keeping it small, that's like where I'm coming from right now. Cause I'm like, I can't be in my apartment by myself anymore with my cat, which I love to death, but
Yeah. So your podcast.
My podcast.
Right. So we have our own story, but I know you have a story, right? You probably were dating and something kind of, or I don't know, maybe you weren't dating and just something kind of like a light bulb went off. Something clicked, and then you're like, I should start something.
Yeah.
Like what was that for you?
So I started a blog about 4 years ago about my terrible dating stories, and the blog was called I Can't Make This Shit Up. And I didn't post too many stories, but I posted a few, and my friends loved it. My family loved it. And I would always get like messages like, you should start a podcast and talk about your dating stories. And I was like, and like the idea was always there. One day driving to work, I was like, I'm just going to start it, but I don't want it to be about me. there's a reason why I've had all these terrible dating stories, and I need to do some digging here. So I wanted it to be focused on first, it's evolved now, but it started me interviewing people that had been through, whether it was a successful relationship, divorce, whatever, and just listening to their journeys and their stories. And I think for me it was important to just hear other people talk about their journeys and how like there's no one size fits all for love. And we have like this idea that if we're still single at 33 or 34 or whatever age, that it's because we're doing something wrong. But when you start hearing other people's stories, you realize that it's just been so different, and there's so many things that like influence successful relationships, and relationships fail too. And so I want it to be like that, like a journey, like listening to people's stories and journeys. Now it's evolved into still kind of that, but now I touch on topics that impact relationships. So grief, how does that impact a relationship, and how can you navigate through that? What are attachment styles, and what does that mean for you and your partner? How do you deal with like someone who's an alcoholic and has, and you love them, or someone who is in a new relationship and they're they're in recovery. So it's just evolved into hopefully relatable topics. And I was telling someone this the other day, like I think I've created like a little library of really important tools that people can go to and just be like, hey, I'm going through this right now. I don't know what love language is. What kind of love language I am. I want to understand more about it. Or what is intimacy like how can I explore my own body a little bit better so I can have a little more confidence in myself with my partner. So it's evolved into this. So the whole thing started because of my blog.
Okay.
That was a long-winded answer.
Very cool. Yeah.
So how has it been? I mean, because I know our first episode was kind of like, we were nervous. We were just reading off some research. How was your first episode?
My first episode was with Modern Day Mujeres.
Oh, really? The first episode?
That was my first episode.
Okay. Cool.
We actually talked about a situation that I ran into on Bumble. I found a guy I met this girl at a networking event at this women's workplace.
Yes, I listened to that one.
Yep.
I won't, but I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So I had met her. We weren't friends, but I knew who she was. She started following me, and I found her husband on Bumble, and we matched on Bumble.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, what do I do? Like, should I tell her? Should I not? And I can reveal if people, I'll tell you guys.
Come on, we want to hear this. We want to hear this.
So I was like really hesitant. I actually put a poll on my Instagram saying like, what should I do? Should I tell her? Should I not? The majority was, I think it was a resounding no or yes. Now I can't remember, but
I would vote yes.
So I'll tell you what I did.
Okay.
Because we weren't close. I had met her once or twice.
Oh, okay.
But
I gotta say, I like what you did.
Yeah, and what I did was
spoiler. Go ahead.
And I was like, I almost told her, but then this was like around the holidays, and she was like posting videos with her baby that they just had. He was like, she had a 1-year-old baby with him. So I was like, this doesn't feel right to like ruin her holiday, even if they have an open relationship. Like, you don't want any drama.
That's true.
So what I did was I went to him, and I went on because he was still on my Bumble thing, and I was like, I know your wife.
Oh
so,
shit.
Yeah, and I said the name. I said where, because she worked at that place like every day. That was like her go-to place because she was a remote worker. This was way before COVID. So that's what I did. And then he deleted his app. Like, he never responded, but the next day his profile was gone, and that was it. So I didn't confront him, but I was like, I'm sure that the guy was like pissing his pants for at least a week because he was like, this girl is going to tell my wife. And then he surprised her with a trip to Cuba like 2 weeks later.
Well, that was like a reality check, right? You could have saved the marriage.
Yep.
Honestly.
Maybe.
So
I hope so.
I hope so. Do you still talk to her? Okay.
We were never like besties. Like through the networking events that you just like meet people, and like if I see her down the street, like I'll say hi. But
yeah. You're not like
no, I don't take her out
tonight or
let's
something.
go for dinner.
Yeah.
Like no.
Do you have any other like Bumble stories like that? Any like crazy first date
Man, I
Crazy first
I
dates.
do. I'm like trying to think of like the first one that comes to
That's
mind.
the
but-
best one juicy one, or not so juicy, but like interesting.
Well, it wasn't Bumble, but this was like back in DC. I went out on a date with this guy who I can't remember where he was from, but I want to say he was from Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
was it Serbia? Yeah, I think so. And we went out to dinner. He was very good looking, very hot guy, and
What does
he
that
was-
mean by good looking? Let's
He
hear
was
this.
like tall. I'm short.
Chiseled face.
A little chiseled, yes.
Yeah.
He was dark, and he had like green eyes, like very, very handsome man.
Facial hair? No facial hair.
A little bit of facial hair, yeah.
Okay.
Just like a little bit of a stubble, not too much.
Okay.
Like
okay.
just enough.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah.
And we went out to dinner to this really nice place in Virginia, and it was wintertime-ish, so it was like nice and chilly. So he was wearing like a nice pea coat, like very well dressed too. And we sit down to dinner, we're having drinks, we're having some appetizers, and I probably like an hour into the dinner, he's like, he's like, I want to marry you. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
Like, you
that's
just
so romantic. You said yes, right?
I said yes.
Yes.
And we're married. We have 5
Oh
kids.
my
Yep,
god.
we have triplets. 5 kids and
Okay.
triplets and 2 twins and instead of twins. No, but I mean, I wrote about this on my blog, so right now I can't remember exactly what happened, but he said, I want to marry you, and he was basically just looking for papers for his green card.
I see.
Oh.
So, how many times have you been proposed to? I feel like this is a common theme here. Like
I've been
everyone wants
proposed
to
to
marry.
twice.
Okay.
Like for real.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one was this guy that I met here in Dallas, and the first time was, spoiler alert, I mean, I feel like people that listen to my podcast know about this, but I was married very young. So I got married at like 18.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
No longer married.
Okay. She's single, guys.
I'm single.
Guys, she's single. Emma, she's single.
I feel like that puts like an X on women
Single.
when they're like, I mean, if you knew the whole story, like it's not what you think, but you know, it was genuine on my part. He was also after his green card, so
Oh.
I was
okay.
young and naive and fell for it. So
It's okay. You know, stuff happens.
it does, yeah.
Yeah.
You learn, you live and you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, Emma, we've learned so much from her today.
I know I've said a lot. Today.
She's said a lot, maybe too much.
I know.
But we want to close with a quick game called, let's call it Would You Rather. We always change the names.
I
So
love
Would
it.
You Rather? Am I right?
Okay.
Don't look at my notes.
Yeah.
Have you been reading my notes? I'm like taking notes about you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't read my notes.
Have you
Oh,
guys been
crap,
saying bad things?
forgot
I want to
take
see those notes.
But I got it.
They're very, you can't read these notes. Okay, so the game is called Would You Rather?
Okay, love
Yeah.
these games.
Yeah, and this is my Would You Rather music. So what's going to happen is I'm going to start with, or Emma will, I will say, Would you rather something blank? Or, and then Emma's going to say her thing.
Okay.
And we want to win. I want to beat Emma.
Oh, so whoever I choose gets a point, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, you win our friendship.
Oh,
You know.
okay. That's a great gift.
Yes. Okay. You're ready, Emma? You got something?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I put my notes, where we have,
Your-
because we're keeping score.
Your phone doesn't
I
work.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
I
Okay.
found it.
Before we do, give me a little refill here
Okay.
before we
Okay.
end the game. You have to
Okay.
end the night with
That
a little
cannot
nightcap.
influence your decision, okay?
No.
It will not. Don't worry. I'm as honest
Thank
as they
you.
come.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
No problem. Emma, you ready for this game?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you've already won our friendship, by the way, so
Thank
don't
you.
don't think that.
I want to meet you in person, Emma.
We should
Okay.
do drinks or something.
One day. Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
day.
Are you ready, Andrea?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Do this.
Okay. Would you rather? This doesn't even make sense, Emma. Would you rather have a? Oh my gosh. Would you rather jujitsu or?
Drink champagne.
drink champagne. All day.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That was like a no-brainer.
Okay. I'll play better this time. You ready for your next one? Okay. Would you rather foliage in DC or
Play with your kitten.
Oh, man, that's a hard one. I'm just going to go with play with my kitty because he's the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. He's my little angel.
Damn it. Okay, 2 for Emma. All right. You ready?
And I'm only saying that too. I mean, I love him, but he also just went through like major surgery. So like I just spend all the time I can with him.
Oh, see, you kind of like, that's cheating.
No, she didn't know.
Oh, okay, she didn't know. That's true.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Would you rather, and this is probably wrong, but blow up flamingo floaties, use those blow up flamingo floaties, or...
You took the one that I was going to say.
What?
I was going to say, like, use a flamingo floaty.
Okay,
Use a flamingo float. Okay. Or...
Okay, well, now I have to think of one real quick.
Okay, I win this one. Okay. I win this one. Okay.
Fine.
I'll give you 10 seconds. All right. Would you rather have release the perfect podcast episode or
Go to Florida.
Release the perfect podcast episode.
It is 2-2. It is 2-2. We'll go a couple more.
I mean, I love it. My mom
2-2.
lives in Florida. My family lives in Florida. But, I mean, there's nothing about Florida that I really like aside from my
That's
family.
why I asked Florida, because of your family.
Yeah. I mean, I love my family, but...
Okay. You ready, Emma? You ready, Andrea?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Would you rather play F, Marry, Kill or
Change a tire.
I've never changed a tire in my life, nor will I. I refuse. So I'm going to have to go with fuck, marry, kill.
Oh my gosh, this game was, I know so much about you. Okay, one more, Emma. One more.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Okay. You ready for this? Okay.
No, hold on.
I'm ready for like 10 more. Bring it on.
I got a good one. I got a really good one.
Okay.
You ready? Okay, let's go. Would you rather have a hot Serbian man or what?
Or swim in a hot tub. Well, like hang out in a hot tub.
By myself?
If you want, or you
It's
can
your
hang out with
imagination.
someone. It's your hot tub. You get to do whatever you want in it.
Okay, hot tub for sure.
Oh, okay.
Serbian man like scarred me for life.
Okay, I think that was the game. That was
That was
game.
fun.
Would you rather? Thanks for playing. I think you win.
Zorric, we're tied.
It's fine. I don't want to know who wins.
You
I
both
like-
are my friends.
I like being equal here. So, yeah. Thanks for playing.
Of course.
Thanks for coming over.
Oh
Thanks
my
for
gosh,
drinking.
it was so much fun.
Thanks for telling us.
I'm so glad that we did this. I was at first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss the debate, but I'm like, I already voted. I already know this is gonna be another shit show, so
Yeah.
I'd rather be here than watching the debate. So thank you guys for having
Yeah,
me.
you can watch it on YouTube or
Yay.
whatever. But yeah, we
Yes.
appreciate you coming over. Again, you said a lot. We learned a lot from you. We want you back.
Of course,
hope-
anytime.
And then we'll get really deep, super deep.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this was just the surface level.
We're just
Like, if-
scratching it.
scratching the surface, tickling the
know.
top.
We should
And then
do like a
hopefully
little
I'll be in
collab.
person.
I know.
Yeah.
Where are you, by the way?
My house
But where is your house?
in Irving.
Okay. My office
Yeah.
my old office is in Irving. So I used to go to Irving all the time.
Cool.
So with Emma, she works with a lot of what, Emma? Like school district, right?
Yeah, she told me a little bit about what she was saying.
Everyone's always getting something.
So are you going to school right now, or are you working from home?
I'm working from school.
There's always something
Good
too.
for you.
She's like, oh my
I'm sure
gosh.
these times have been really exciting.
Yeah.
I carry my air purifier. I carry a fan. I carry disinfectant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Doing the best you can.
And when she comes in,
Exactly.
she has this like plexiglass she puts around herself.
I love it. Even when she's here in the studio?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're the best.
It doesn't stop with her. There's just always something. I mean,
I should do the same. Now I feel guilty that we're like, this is 6 feet.
this is 6 feet. And I think
Almost.
like the mic is kind of dispersing like this,
Yeah, and we have the protector.
Yeah,
so.
so we'll see.
I'm working on plexiglass for the studio.
She's trying to.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. So, Andrea, where can they find you?
So if you want to follow me on my personal Instagram, you can find me on Andrea Hoyos _S. Or if you want to follow my podcast, it's at Date and Debate Pod. And shameless plug here, if you also want to see me every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube, you can follow at The Pitch Dating Show and watch us on YouTube every Wednesday.
Nice.
Very cool.
I have watched one, I think,
Pretty
or two.
entertaining.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool concept.
Yeah.
Very cool concept.
It's Shark Tank meets The Bachelor.
Oh.
But do you get to date the people on there, or do you?
Not me. I'm the host. I'm one of the hosts.
you
But
can.
yes,
Why
like
not?
the idea is for people that get pitched to find, like, we typically have had people, once we announce they're getting pitched, they immediately start getting DMs. People in the comments, like people who are watching can reach out to them, or we've had some connections made in the comments on YouTube. So yeah, it's just like a show where we showcase people that are single and their friends are pitching them, and we just hope that someone will see them and reach out.
Yeah. You're doing like a
So.
public service.
Zorric.
It's a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Zorric should get pitched.
I think Emma should be pitched.
You should pitch each other.
I want to be pitched. Emma's going to be pitched in a plexiglass like picture. I just want my mask on.
No. I'll come in my inflatable unicorn costume.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. I dressed up as a unicorn in one of those inflatable ones like 2 years ago for my team at Irving in our Irving office. It was the best day ever. I was like, all of a sudden just like popped up as a unicorn and just walked around and gave them margaritas, but they were fake, like not non-alcoholic margaritas.
That should be your next date.
I know.
So we've said it all. I think this is our longest episode we've ever done.
Oh wow. I do talk a lot.
No,
sorry.
we're having fun. We're playing games, we're drinking, we're talking about 13 going on 30.
bonding.
We're bonding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was so much fun, guys. Thank you.
Thank you too. And we'll talk to you guys. Anything else, Emma? You got something to say? Come on.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Date Podcast. Please subscribe and review if you liked what you hear. Send us an email at hello@datepodcast.com for any questions, comments, or show topics you'd like for us to discuss. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Most importantly, tell your friends about our show.